Hi, my name is Hare. I'm a French-Canadian psychotherapist, and my special field of interest is brainwashing and mind control by cults. The abuse that the student in the Hare Krishna schools received in the 1970s and beginning of 1980s. Nearly 1,000 students were or physically abused or sexually abused. And of those that have been sexually abused, at least 25 have committed suicide. One of the example is this young man. His name is Gokulananda. He committed suicide at age 36. He was raised in the commune of New Vrindavan, went to school in the Hare Krishna school in New Vrindavan, and it has been proven that he was beaten black and blue while in school. He was sexually abused, sodomized, had to give oral sex to the teachers in the commune of New Vrindavan that was under the leadership of the pedophile Swami Kirtanananda, a lifelong homosexual and pedophile. As a psychotherapist, I know the terrible effect that sexual abuse has on the subconscious mind. It is something that will affect the victim every day of their life for the rest of their life. And this sexual abuse by teachers of the Hare Krishna movement was widespread. In India, in the holiest city of the Hare Krishna movement, Vrindavan, there was a schools where the sexual abuse was horrendous, where little boys, 6, 7, 8-year-old, had to have sex with their teacher in order to eat. And there also, the children were beaten black and blue. Many people in the Hare Krishna movement are now saying it was the fault of this one and that one. Of that pedophile and this other pedophile. It had nothing to do with the leader of the Hare Krishna movement, Swami Bhaktivedanta. I believe that this is a lie. It is a cover-up. The Hare Krishna movement wants to paint Swami Bhaktivedanta as pure and saintly, that knew absolutely nothing the sexual abuses that were happening on a daily basis. But there's a story by a man called Bhagavat that you see the picture here. In the last year of his life, Swami Bhaktivedanta was in Allahabad, India, and the leaders of the Vrindavan temple had discovered that one of the teachers had sexually molested most of the kids. So they decided to bring that pedophile to Bhaktivedanta Swami to be punished. And when Swami Bhaktivedanta finally met the pedophile and heard of all the stories of sexual abuse, he simply told the pedophile to leave his Hare Krishna movement. But he told him that he could come back on Sunday to have a little food if he wanted to. He didn't call the police. He didn't send for psychological help for the children. Absolutely nothing. Till the very end, Swami Bhaktivedanta wanted the world to know that his religion was the best in the world, that he had the best schools in the world, that he had the best managers of his temple and schools in the world. If the press in India would have learned that the Vrindavan schools of the Hare Krishna was crawling with pedophiles, and that the children would have to give sexual service in order to eat, it would have been a national scandal. So Bhaktivedanta Swami just kept things quiet without requesting any of the leaders of the Hare Krishna movement to go help the children that were in such pain. So to say that Swami Bhaktivedanta did not know anything about the sexual abuse in the schools is complete lie, complete deceits. The Hare Krishna movement wants to paint him as a saint, pure and perfect. Actually, the present leaders of the Hare Krishna movement are in power because they're supposed to represent in the purest fashion possible the teaching of Swami Bhaktivedanta. Nobody wants to tell the world that Swami Bhaktivedanta knew very well that hundreds of kids were sexually abused. Unfortunately, Swami Bhaktivedanta taught that the chanting of the mantra Hare Krishna was the remedy for everything. He did not believe in psychologists. He did not believe in psychology. He did not believe in healing the subconscious mind with the help of psychologists. For him to invite psychologists to heal the student that were sexually abused would have been against his principle. Plus, the last thing he wanted is the kids to tell doctors and professionals that their teachers were sexually abusing them in every fashion possible. Sodomy, oral sex, beatings of all types, everything had to be kept under wrapped. And these children became adults. Hundreds of them to this day have complete dysfunctional life, addicted to alcohol, addicted to drugs. Many are homeless, and more than 25 could not bear living with all that tragedy in their subconscious mind, eating at them day after day. And like Gokulananda, the only way out that they saw was to kill themselves. It is important to understand that Swami Bhaktivedanta covered many of the terrible sexual abuse that happened in his own society. The suffering of the children of the Hare Krishna and the 25 who have committed suicide because they could not live with themselves anymore should not be forgotten. Think of that and think of them before you bow down before the picture or the statue of Swami Bhaktivedanta. Thank you very much.